We are live. Dun 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 dun. Oh yeah, yeah. Tuesday night live back coming at you. Seth Monk in his room, feeling cold, got no heat, feeling old. Today I'm fasting. Haven't eaten food for the past 3 days. I'm hungry, but I heard fasting good for my body, so I'll do it too. What's going on Tuesday Night Live? How is everybody doing this evening? I'm going to set up my Instagram while we're waiting. What's up, everybody? Send some love. Let me know where you're watching from, how you're feeling, what you're doing. And very importantly, if you have any questions. 11, 20. All right. Get ready for bed. Excellent choice. I often say that my favorite time of the day is right. I don't know. You see my abracadabra camera right there. So I hope everybody is doing well this evening. I started on time-ish. My Tuesday Night Live today. Coming at you from Instagram and Facebook. See if I can look in both screens at once. So nice to be here tonight. As always, I'm here to field any questions you guys have, to see if there's anything that you want to hear about, you want me to talk about, and otherwise I will just talk, because that's something that I like to do. I'll just talk. This week I'm at the tail end of a multi-day fast, so I've just been kind of doing water and put a little bone broth in the point. But it feels good, I think that we actually don't need to eat as much as we can. I think that food can be amazing, and it can also be over. I started using AI more, and so I asked AI, what are the benefits of fasting for 1 day and for 2 days and for 3 days, and I got all of these really cool answers about what each extra day of fasting brings for you. Day 1 and 2, it starts helping to reset the digestive process. Day 3 and 4, it starts to also help rebuild cells. The further you go, it starts to balance hormones, it starts to help your heart, and you start to use the fat resources, and you go into ketosis. And fasting, I think it's probably something that's built into our biology. I'm not a fasting expert. I'm sure some of you are. There's some real fasting people out there. But I feel like people generally, evolutionarily speaking, did not always have food to eat. I'm sure there was long periods of time where people did not have anything to eat. And there is something to be said about fasting and using the resources that are already in the body. And it's I've heard it's recommended to fast at least for one weekend every month, but there's all sorts of research out about intermittent fasting, so only eating at certain intervals, and even just doing a straight up like water fast for a few days, really, and just letting everything move through and letting your body start to use up resources it already has. I actually saw that cancer cells even and different things like this start to actually get absorbed into the body when it's searching nutrients. It starts taking all of the kind of weak and dead stuff and eating that too. So multiple health benefits. Again, I am not the fast master, so I can't give you all the best information, but I can just say that I personally am at I'm a couple days in, and I actually feel great. Once I decided not to eat, then it's fine. And so here I am, fasting away. I am also going to a men's group this weekend. It's called Man on Fire. It's a men's group that I'm a part of. This is a really beautiful opportunity to connect with other brothers. And, it's all about helping men shift from their heads to their hearts, is what it says. And yeah, there's something to be said about men coming together. I know there's a lot of women's groups, a lot of women seem to do the work, but men, I think in our culture, can get kind of isolated. They can kind of lose touch with their friend groups. A lot of us didn't have strong father figures in our lives. We weren't really shown as men the way forward, uh, how to, utilize our emotions and communicate properly and to allow ourselves to be powerful machines of rage, but not taking that out on people, especially not our partner. So really finding ways to work with our own emotions and our own mental states. And, you know, I can't say enough about men's work, but also when it's done correctly, there's also a lot of, spiritual people out there doing kind of men's groups that I wouldn't say are that helpful. So, I'm really excited to be going this weekend to that. As some of you know, 2 weekends ago, I was in Italy doing a seminar there for Network Spinal. This guy, Donnie Epstein, he's Tony Robbins' body worker. He actually created a whole new branch of chiropractic, which has nothing to do with chiropractics. It's actually more like energy work and different levels of consciousness. Super powerful stuff. And something that he was talking about, which is something that I've mentioned on my previous Tuesday Night Live, was this idea, and I'll pitch it to you guys, and you tell me what you think. And by the way, if you're watching, see there's some of you watching, just give me like a thumbs up, a comment, say what's up. Just let me know who's there. For my Facebook fam and my YouTube, I can't actually see who's watching. At least on Instagram, I can see kind of who's in the room with me, but on my Facebook, I just see, a bunch of eyes. So the point that I want to bring in and have us kind of feel into together is, how can we change everything without changing anything? How can we change everything without changing anything? We have 8 billion and counting people on this planet who are going to need awakening. They're going to need some help and some support. They are not all going to have the time and or resources to go to a seminar, to go to a retreat, to go to a monastery for a decade. We need to find new ways of helping the collective awakening, which I like to say is already done. It's already happened. It's already finished, right? I don't mean actually finished, but I mean energetically, to connect to the end results is what I've learned in manifestation. To already feel like the thing has happened. So the humanity is already awoken. But how to change everything without changing anything? How to radically and drastically and quickly shift something without actually having to do and strive and push and work for things. We are in a culture that is brought up on work. We think that it's all about working harder. But what if it wasn't about working harder? What if instead it was about a shift? This is something when I was in the monastery, I had a thought one day about enlightenment. And, here I am like meditating and also, intermittent fasting and following all these behavioral rules and, doing all these monk things. And it's this feeling like I'm going somewhere, right? I'm like doing things and I'm moving towards something. And one day I said to myself, you know, where where is enlightenment? Where is enlightenment? If enlightenment's not now, where is it? Uh, you know, if I'm going down the street, it's a physical location and I have to walk from here to there and in the 3D reality move my body from this place to that place. But enlightenment, where is it? Where is enlightenment? That's the question. And the answer is that enlightenment has to be right here in my hand. It has to be right here in this moment, in your own experience. It's not somewhere else. It's right here, right? Enlightenment is right here. Freedom is right here. Peace is right here. Happiness is right here. Love is right here. But why aren't I experiencing them? And there's the question. If it's here, if it's not like I have to go somewhere, it's like enlightenment has to be right here, but I'm not seeing it. And why am I not seeing it? And how do I see it? How do I change everything without changing anything? There has to be a way. Enlightenment is a moment of perceptual shift where we shift our perception and we start to see things differently. We start to see um, in a new way. We we understand something for the first time that has been in front of us the whole time. One way to talk about this, which I had a client that I work with. So for those of you that don't know, I also work one on one with people virtually. So if anybody wants a virtual session, let me know. Uh, we were talking, and she said to me, I really want to, be there for myself more. And I was like, oh, really? She said, yeah, I really want to choose myself more. And I said, okay. So, what does that feel like to say, like, I want to choose myself? And this feeling like there's this thing that I want to do that I'm not doing, and I want to do this thing, and then it brings a result, right? There's this like linear time process, and there's now, and there's this thing in the future I want to get to. And I said to her, put your hand on your heart for a second. She did that. And I said, repeat after me. And you guys all at home can do this too right now. You place your hand on your heart and you say, I would like to choose myself more. I'd like to choose myself more. See what that does. See how that feels. I'd like to choose myself more. Okay. And now say, I want to choose myself more. Okay. So I want to choose myself more. So now it's kind of like there's like a little bit more of like a pull towards I want to, but it's still this feeling. It's like, I want this thing that I don't have right now. Okay. So now try this and say, I need to choose myself more. I need to choose myself more. Right. So now I say I need. So there's now like a new kind of energy in there, but it almost now feels like heavy. It's like a chore or like a task, or it's like this thing that like I have to and I need. And then it becomes like I should. Right. It's like even more like intense. Like I need it and I don't have it. Right. I need to choose myself. So just feel what that feels like. So now say, I am learning to choose myself more. I am learning to choose myself more. I am choosing myself more. Suddenly it shifts to it is happening right now. Right now, I am in the thing. It changes from this thing, this goal, outside of me that through a certain amount of time I'll reach this place to right now just saying I am already in that process. I'm already connecting to that. I am already starting to. I am learning to. And suddenly, by changing the language, changing our language around something, we're creating a whole new perceptual framework, a whole new relationship to that situation. And it feels different. Then there's different emotions associated with that. So, this is incredibly effing important. I'll say it like this. This is incredibly important. The way that we language things, the way that we talk about our situation completely determines how we perceive it, how we relate to it, all of the feelings we have about it. And by shifting our words, our language, our verbiage, it shifts our perception. And then it shifts our feelings. And then it shifts the entire situation. It becomes a different thing. It becomes like, I'd like to someday, maybe I'll get to that thing in the future, but I'm not yet. So I kind of feel like I'm off my path and purpose. To I'm learning to, which means I'm already doing it. I'm already connected to it. It's already here. It's with me. Right. So it's closing that gap just through my words without changing anything. I've just changed everything. Right. How can it be effortless? And that's the other invitation that I've been playing with. How can it be effortless? What if there was no effort? Again, it's just that little shift. Where is enlightenment? What if going from just experiencing Seth as this independent being to just shifting to experiencing Seth as the universe, to just shifting that nothing happens. I didn't do anything. There was no work involved. But just by shifting my mind, suddenly I'm experiencing a new reality. It can be that easy. It can be. And I'll even say it is. It is that easy. And I'm willing to bet all of you, whatever situation you're struggling with right now, whatever it is, whether it's financial, whether it's your own health, whether it's relationships, sense of purpose, whatever your thing is in this moment, and we all have things in various moments, and sometimes some of those things get sorted out, and then there's problems over here, and then we start dealing with that, and then there's it's always something to do in this life. And the few times that we have everything sorted out, that lasts for a little while, and then things change again. But I guarantee you that if you take the thing, whatever the thing is right now that you're working with in your life, the thing for you that's the most difficult, the thing that's the hardest, the thing that you're struggling the most with, I'm willing to bet, I'm pretty sure that if you take that thing and you make a little document and you write about that thing and what's happening and your frustration with it and the stuckness and your pain and you write about that, you could probably look at it and see how you're holding it in place through the words you're choosing to use, through the way you're describing it. And I'll bet you, and I don't know if you could necessarily do this on your own. This is why it's good to, work with somebody. That there's a way to shift the languaging, to shift the way that you're looking at your situation, to unlock it. What if the thing that you're going through right now had hidden gifts within it? What if there were hidden gifts? What if this actually was happening for you and there's a reason this is happening and there's a hidden gift within that thing that you just haven't found yet because you're pushing that situation away, because you're avoiding it, because you have aversion to how something is. You're saying, "This is not what I ordered from the universe. I don't want to be getting this. This is my iPhone coming in front of my computer screen." Boom. It's really, speaking of challenges, having two cameras at once can sometimes be quite the challenge. But I can also reword that to say this is quite the opportunity. But seriously, if you take the situation in your life right now that you are working with, that you are struggling with, see if you can look at it. Again, writing it down really helps, typing it out, writing it, and really look at your wording, really look at your languaging, look at how you're describing that situation, how you're feeling about it, and see in which ways you're holding yourself in a disempowered relationship to it, how you're holding yourself in a disempowered state that, through changing your your perception of it could change the entire situation. You know, if you're in financial troubles, maybe your back is supposed to be up against the wall for you to engage a new level of drive and determination to connect to purpose in a way that you haven't before. If you're having health challenges, maybe this is an invitation to learn about healing, to reconnect to your body in a deeper way, to maybe express emotions, to maybe investigate different sorts of foods, to learn something that will support you through the rest of your life and also support others. If you're having relational issues, maybe this is an opportunity to learn how to communicate better or to set boundaries better. Or maybe you're learning what is and what is not aligned for you. And this is just a learning process of what kind of people you want in your field, in your life. How can we take our most difficult situation right now and spin it in a way that it's working for us? Because we can't control the situations. We don't actually have a ton of control in this life. We think we do, we don't. But what we do have control over is our focus, where we put our attention, and the energy that we bring to the thing that we're focusing on, right? This is our power, is to choose. And I work with people and they say, Seth, I need to let go of. And I said, no, there's nothing to let go of. What is there to let go of? Where's the thing that you're holding? It doesn't exist. There's nothing to let go of. You're either choosing to focus on that thing, right? I need to let go of my fear. You don't need to let go of shit. There's nothing to let go of. It's just, am I focusing on that thing? Am I resisting it? Am I fighting with it? Am I giving it power? Am I seeing it as an opponent, an enemy in my life, a thing that I have to fight against, right? Or am I understanding that, yeah, fear is normal and that's fine. It's an old program. I'm going to just not even look at it and just focus on the thing that I want and just start moving, flowing, attracting towards the things that I want. Just choosing in each moment. What if it was that simple? What if? What if it was that simple? That it's just about choosing in every moment the thing that you're focusing on and the energy that you're bringing to that thing. And your entire reality would trail behind and get created from that place. Let me know in the comments what you think. What are you guys hearing? What's resonating? What thoughts do you have? What questions do you have? And if there's none, that's perfect. So, what if it was effortless? What if it was easeful? What if you could change everything without changing anything? Just in this moment right now, choosing, just deciding what you're choosing to focus on, what you want to experience more of, what you want to feel. What if it was just about reframing? If there's limiting beliefs, if there's fears, to just say, oh, that's just my old programming. I actually was doing this. I had some really bad pain in my shoulder. I think from sleeping on it weird for a few days, and it started to get inflamed. And then my jaw was doing things, and I kind of, had a whole thing around it. And I was at the seminar with Donnie, and I started to feel that pain, and I said to myself, no, that's just old programming. That's just an old programming. And then another part of my mind's like, no, but I mean, this is your body. This is real. This is serious. Like, you can't. This isn't programming. This is real. And I said, no, that's just old programming. Like, it's just it hasn't caught up to the reality. And sure enough, like after a few days, like that pain that was really intense every single day for a while, it's mostly gone. I mean, and it was just by deciding. I literally just decided that that pain is not real. I just said, hey, that pain's not real. It's an interesting line because we kind of get to that thing. It's like, well, what's spiritual bypassing, right? Or what's delusion, right? What if I'm feeling fear and I say that's just old programming and I'm kind of moving and doing something else? Is that not spiritual bypassing? Is that not using my head to override my feelings? That fear is asking to be felt. There's a gift in that fear, right? That fear wants to be heard. That's me saying that my fear doesn't have any value. And yet, and that's true. And yet, what is serving us? We focus so much on right and wrong. What's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad. But we don't spend enough time actually looking at what is serving us, what beliefs are serving you. I went to a festival like a couple years ago called Music and Sound, and it was kind of like I went to help with like an elixir car as a vendor, so I was helping out my friends like serve, um, like superfood smoothies and stuff. And unbeknownst to me, I didn't really know I was walking into, but it was kind of like a right wing leaning spiritual festival, like anti-vax, flat Earth, etc. And the message that they were telling everybody on the stage, right? It was first a lot of talks about, the media, and the media's been lying to you, and don't listen to the media, and I was like, yeah, that's it, there's a lot of truth in there, of course, right? That government and media and corporations, and there's just this whole thing going on that you know the people who have the most power do not necessarily have our best interests in mind, right? And so it was a lot of this, like, don't listen to the media, don't listen to what people are telling you. And then it was like, don't listen to scientists. And I was like, all right, well, again, yes and no, right? A lot of science is funded again by corporations. They want to see a certain result, so that's funded a certain way. A lot of studies are not carried out correctly, right? But it kind of went through this whole program of telling everybody, don't listen, don't believe anything you think you know. Da, da, da. Again, I think that's a great, even from a Buddhist perspective. It's like, yeah, question everything for sure, question everything. But once they had everyone to this place of questioning everything, then they started telling them, now here's what the truth is. And as that started happening, I said, no, this isn't it. Now you're giving people a new truth to believe in. And I started seeing that there's all of these wars culturally, and you could see it on Instagram, you could see it on Facebook, you could hear it from your friends about right wing and left wing, right? About this and that, good and bad. That every line that there is to divide, whether it's man and woman or black and white, or yeah, again, Democrat or Republican, or anti-vax or pro-vax, or anti-abortion or pro-abortion, or this or that, like whatever the the line is that you want to draw, every line is now being drawn, and there's this incredible dividing, splitting happening culturally, societally. And as a monk from the past, as somebody who was a monk for a while, I kind of choose to relate to things a little bit differently. And I'm like, I don't care so much about one side or the other. I don't know really what's right or what's wrong, or what's good or what's bad. And there's validity in different views, and everyone's got pieces of the information. And I'd love to see people working together more. But what I was seeing is that people were disrespecting people that had different beliefs than them. And this happens every in both directions. If you hold a different belief than me, you're stupid. You're an asshole, you're an idiot, right? And that goes back and forth. And well, here's my evidence, and here's my evidence, and here's mine, and here's mine. And well, yours is wrong. Well, yours is wrong. And it's like that there comes a point where we have to ask ourselves, what are we doing? And what's really important? And what if the thing that was actually important was connection? What if the thing that was actually important was community? What if the thing that was actually important was love? What if it doesn't actually matter which side of the aisle you're on politically? What if it doesn't matter how you feel about all these issues? What if it doesn't matter? What if the only thing that matters is, am I creating more love and more connection and more unity, or am I creating more divisiveness and dividedness? And so we get lost in these narratives, we get lost in these stories, we get lost in these perceptual games. Tessa says it's exhausting. Yeah, it's freaking exhausting. And it's just putting the focus on concepts of the head and being right and wrong and feeling secure in being right and feeling ashamed if you're wrong. Shamed, shame, stupid, wrong person. And we could instead just be focusing on our hearts. We could instead be focusing on being connected to each other. We could instead be creating the reality that we want, one in which there's love, one in which we're feeling happy, one in which there's community, one in which we feel safe. How about that? How about feeling safe? How about walking out your door and feeling safe and feeling like everyone you see on the side of the road, everyone driving past in the car, what if you could see everyone as an ally? Everyone as another loving being to connect with and support and care about. What if we had that reality that we could create for ourselves? What if we could change everything without changing anything effortlessly, just by turning the channel, by just focusing over here instead of over here, focusing with the heart instead of the head, focusing on love instead of rightness, on respect instead of fighting? What if? What if we could literally change the world right now? Each one of us collectively, with ripples that go out, by deciding to do this thing differently. by adding our intention and attention to the awakening of humanity into a state of global love. As cliche as that might sound, as impossible as that might sound, I don't think so at all. I've been to more countries than most people that will be watching this. I've talked to thousands and thousands of people around the world. And people everywhere are so loving and they're so nice and they want love and connection. And it's the small minority that create the trouble. And that rally the sides against each other and make it worse and louder and stronger. And the average person wants peace. The average person wants to feel loved and to feel safe and to feel like they matter. The same thing that you want for yourself, everyone wants for themselves. I don't I don't know how we forget that. I don't know where along the lines we got lost. And we somehow create this stranger, this like there's this me and there's like my friends and my family, and then there's just this mass of people who are just, and we just judge and label and put in some weird box, this weird other, these strangers as other box. How can we instantly create peace? How do we instantly create peace in ourselves, in our families, in our communities? What if it was effortless? What if it was just a decision, a choice? What are we focusing on? When I focus on love and I talk to somebody who's angry, I see a person who's hurt and I smile and I hold space for them and I allow that whole cycle to wind out and to feel seen. If I take it personally and I start fighting back and I start trying to prove somebody right or wrong, for those of you in relationships, yeah, see how that works. When your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife, when they're upset, try to tell them that they're wrong. See how that goes over. See how well that goes over to tell your partner that they're wrong when they're angry. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. One of my meditation teachers, Achan Brahm, he has a story. It's called "The Chicken and the Duck." He said a husband and wife were walking one day, and they hear a quack quack, and the wife goes, "Oh, it's a chicken," and the husband said, "No, it's a duck." And then again they hear quack quack, and she says, "It's a chicken," and the husband said, "No, it's a duck." And again, quack quack, and she said, "It's a chicken," and he's like, "Quack quack, it's a duck." And then again, quack, quack. And then she just starts crying and she says, "But it's a chicken." And the husband looked at her and he said, "You know what, honey? I was wrong. It was a chicken." And the moral of the story, Hutchin Brahm says, is that it doesn't matter if it's a chicken or a duck. What matters is this person standing next to you that you love. And he makes it a point to say each time he tells the joke, the story, he changes the role of who thought it was a chicken and who thought it was a duck, you know? And he said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a chicken or the duck. And also, he said, for all you know, it was a genetically modified chicken that was quacking. You never know. But again, it's the focus. It's the focus. What are we focusing on? Are we focusing on trying to be right? Are we focusing on trying to be seen, trying to be acknowledged and validated and accepted and assured? Are we trying to get our wounded child healed by the world, the endlessness of our needs met by those around us? Or are we instead focusing on what can I give? How can I show up? How can I create the thing that I want in this world? How can I create the love in my relationship? How can I create the connection in my community? How can I be the thing? How can I do the thing? Effortlessly, just by deciding this party's lame. Cool. I could walk away from this party. I can tell everyone you're all lame. Or I could bring the energy. I could say, I'm gonna have fun. And by me having fun, other people can have fun. Being the change, doing the thing, just allowing it to happen. Allowing it to happen. Not needing to plan, not needing to strategize, just allowing things to shift by shifting our way of looking at them. And it's so simple and it's also kind of hidden. It's just hidden right here. It's hidden right here behind. It's hidden. It's just this hidden thing that our perceptions are forming our reality. So I invite all of you to again examine your own lives, examine the themes of your life, examine the relationships in your life, examine whatever it is right now in this moment that's causing you the most pain, the most grief, the most suffering, the most struggle. Right now in this moment, what is the part of your life that is just in pain? And first of all, allow yourself to feel that pain. Allow that pain to be valuable. Allow there to be a gift within that pain. But also to ask yourself, in which way could I change my relationship to this? Which way can I change my language? In which way can I change my way of thinking about this situation and perceiving the situation so that the situation itself actually changes? Whether it's as simple as saying this is happening for me and not to me, whether it's as simple as saying I am already actually there, it is already happening, whether it's just saying to yourself, this is an old program and it's just running its course, has nothing to even do with me. Whatever it is, whatever it is, whatever way you need. And again, I'm here, I'm happy to help. But finding for yourself, how can I reframe? How can I reframe my life? How can I create effortlessly a brand new existence without having to do anything? Without it having to be hard and work and cost tons of money and da, 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 you know. I like to say I went to the monastery so you don't have to. I learned the things now. I can just talk about the things easily and directly, save you guys a decade of your life. Yeah, this is very how would I say? Sacrilegious for a monk to say, I went on retreats, you don't have to, because we're all supposed to go on retreat. But for real, there's so much that can be done right now in this moment, sitting in your bedroom, sitting on your toilet with your phone. I don't know where you guys are watching this from. Wherever you are, your life could change right now in this moment. Right now. Right now. Your entire life forever could change right now. If you decide, if you decide, if you decide to change it, if you decide to change your way of looking at things. to love yourself, to accept yourself, to allow yourself to say, I am doing it. I am learning. I am growing. It is happening. I am getting there. I am enough. This is enough. This is great. Whatever it is, seeing that choice. We have billions of people to serve on this planet. We are being invited. We are being asked to share, to support, to serve in a way that it can reach the masses quickly and easily, because it's needed more than ever. And it is happening. We are already doing it. Humanity is waking up. We are waking up. Even if you're seeing a lot of darkness and a lot of conflict, humanity is waking up. That's the old programming running its course. That's that stuff coming up to be released. We can decide on that reality. Change everything without changing anything. Feel the peace that that's creating. Just feel that energy. That silence. The natural meditation, the natural stillness that comes from acceptance, that comes from completion, from allowing everything to be okay, allowing this moment to be enough. Breathing into that. So, my homework for you guys is to write down 3 things in your life that you're struggling with right now. You write down 3 things, 3 problems that you're having. And write a couple sentences about what the problem is, what you're feeling, what, the thing. And then write for each one, how is this happening for me? And how can I look at this situation? How can I shift my languaging in this situation to re-empower myself? What new story can I make about this? What new way can I look at this to take my power back without having to do anything? How can I completely shift the situation and all of the stress and the emotions that I've tacked onto it? Play with that, experiment with that. Let it be fun, let it be easy. It is easy. And you'll see how quickly your entire life starts to change. Because you're allowing it to, because you're believing that it can be, that life can be easy, it can be simple, it can flow, it can be effortless. It's not always going to look the way that you think it should look. That's the trick. It's not always going to look the way you think it should look, but it's going to be leading you to the right place. Close your eyes for a couple seconds. Just see what this feels like. To know that everything's okay, that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. That you are on the path. That this is all happening for you. And there are greater forces at work. Seeing the grand overview that you do not always have. I am so grateful that we have the opportunity to sit here together on Tuesday nights around the world and share what a blessing internet is, what a blessing Facebook and Instagram are. How often do you hear people say that? What a blessing YouTube is. How blessed are we to own devices that we can watch this, that this is all so accessible to us. How blessed are we that we know each other? How many people are scrolling through social media right now who could use this, who are desperate for this information, but they don't even know that it's there. They don't even know that this is happening. They've never even heard of Seth Monk or meditation. How many millions of people right now are a click on their computer or phone away from being able to hear this, but they don't even know it's here. And now think about you, who is here, who by some karmic, by the grace of your angels and guides or ancestors or your intentions or the work you've been doing, whatever it is that allows you to be here, not just here with me, but just here in a healing, meditative, loving space, that you are able to be in this container, this sacred container, that this is part of your reality. Even the fact that you're sitting here listening to this, you are creating this for yourself. You are co-creating this. It means that you value spirituality, you value growth, you value love, you value understanding through the things that you choose and you value. You're creating this reality. You've manifested a Tuesday Night Live into your world, whereas millions of other people haven't. So we're all doing something right. or else we wouldn't be here. I want you to go from this video back into your life and just give thanks. Just look around your house, your room, your car, wherever you are, and just give thanks. Give thanks to what you have, who you are, that you just have a bed to sleep in, that you have people that care about you, that you're still here today on this earth. You have breaths in you. To really connect to that authentic gratitude for just being here, for this. This is enough. This is enough to be grateful for. This is enough to be happy about. This is enough to celebrate. Just this. This is enough to celebrate already. You are already winning. You're already in a victory. Can we celebrate that? And can we share that with others, with those we care about, with others in our lives, with strangers we see walking down the street who are so caught up in their stress, who are so caught up in their lives and their worlds and their forgetfulness? Can we help people to remember just by looking them in the eyes and smiling, by being grateful for their existence? Can we bring them back? Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm here. It's actually not that bad. Thank you all for joining me this Tuesday night. As I mentioned, I am approaching 3 days deep in a fast, so I feel good, and also I'm going to conserve a little bit of my energy. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate all of your donations through Venmo at Seth-Monk-Meditation for these Tuesday nights. They help support me. If you feel called to work together with me, I do virtual programs and lead people one-on-one. If you live in LA, I teach in various places. And otherwise, just appreciate you all for being here this evening, for being in my life, for being in my network, for being in my field. And hope to see you all somewhere soon. Love you guys. Tuesday Night Live, out.